Okay, Michelle Jarvis-Wanaka, animalpsychic.ca, not a veterinarian, not a therapist. Animal communicator by trade. So today I'm going to be dipping my feet into the lake of Floyd, the cat, Katatui. Floyd is this guy, or this they. Cats, felines. I feel that it's almost demeaning to call them a cat. They're just so much more than a cat. When you say win, you're more than a cat? He's not talking. Okay. So, in all seriousness, calling in the higher self, your higher self, my higher self, my team, your team, Floyd's team, calling in anybody and everybody that is here and available to allow me to be a conduit of information that's for the highest good and greatest joy of Floyd in his relationship with his humans and his other animals in his life and moving forward. So we're going to probably do, because I don't have the general 8 questions that I've created over the years, where the client, will ask me these 8 questions, either live with me on a Zoom call or sending photos to my other screen here and your questions. I've had people, I've worked with up to like 8 animals at a time. And I've done like up to 24 questions for animals, sometimes more. So this is why I brought it down to mainstream it into this 8 questions, unless people really have a lot more. If that's the case, absolutely, I'll go there with and for them because I'm curious too. So doing this work always has to be coming from a place of curiosity, asking for the information to come through you, not to like just out of you, right? It's just you want it to drop down and in. Being clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, I'm receiving information from guides. Sometimes your family members will pop in. They'll give me names or identities. Sometimes, often you know them, often less often you don't. But if you ask your family members, they do. It's pretty cool. So clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I like to work with crystals and different things, which are all through my house, and prayer and reaching into Akashic records for information that might not be as available as we'd like information to be. So on that note, understanding that it generally takes 3 listens, that my clients have told me, 3 different listens for you, for this to be able to, for you to be able to hear all of the information comfortably and confidently. So the first time you listen to a reading, it's a very good idea to write things down. And you can always ask me questions afterwards. Generally, people don't have to, but every once in a while things need a little bit more clarity, and I'm open for that, of course, because then I get more information too. So it's win-win. So going into I want to call him Clyde. Uh-oh. So, our animals haven't always been named the names we give them, either if they came to us from somebody else or if they were past life with us for past lives. And generally, our animals, those soul ones that you're like over, you have had lots of past lives with. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do with old Floyd Clyde here is muscle test how many lifetimes you guys have potentially had together if all this is real, which in medical science they now say they cannot negate that there's like no such thing as past lives because they've done a lot of work in the field with hypnotherapy. Dr. Brian Weiss is a good, convenient, logical practitioner of that form of thought. So lifetimes. Okay, get out of, oh, there's Dobie. Dobie's just back in. So every time I go to read one of your pets, Dobie just comes in. So God bless you, Dobie. If you have anything else to say, you can say it at the very end. So Floyd, over 100, over 2, over 3, over 4, over 5, over 6, over 7, over 8, over 9, over 1,000, over 2,000, over 3. Okay, so we're in the 2,000 range. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. So 2,559 lifetimes. Not as many as Tesla. And we should probably do that for Adobe as well. So I'm going to do it right now while I'm thinking of it. Since Adobe's in that photo as well. So Adobe and mom over 100, over 2, over 3, over 4, over 5, over 6, over 7, over 8, over 9, over 10, 2,000, 3,000, 4, 5. Sitting in your 4,000 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and yes, sometimes I'll just hear the number, but I want a muscle tests because I've had really good medical and veterinarian confirmation with muscle testing, so I like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm a bit of a skeptic, so I muscle test really hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. So like 4,457 lifetimes you've had the Dobby. So Tesla is the, is the winner of the lifetime race here with you guys. So just let that sink in. Let's take a couple deep breaths on that note, okay? And asking to really be able to step aside from my energy field and really tap into Floyd. The first thing that I'm getting is I'm a physical, I call it a jabber in my right kidney area. It might be higher than the kidneys. I'll show you my morning track pan. So get ready for this. Right here. Now, if I was to grab my acupuncture chart, don't look at my bum now. It's gonna be over, is it? Where is it? Mm. Nowhere to be found. Okay, so because I can't find it right off the bat, that tells me that it's not important information for me to show you the acupressure point. You can feel it out and study it yourself, but I feel that that is in the kidney meridian. So let's go right into doing a body scan with Floyd, whether you want one or not. Remembering and understanding that in doing the body scans, it's very common to pick up information that's critical right now, or information that has the ability to show up eventually in vet medicine. So every year when you go in for your checkup, asking for a blood panel, asking for whatever the intuitive brings up, if it's teeth or ears or eyes, just go ahead and have the test done. I like to always say it's better to rule it out than than not look at it at all, and then it comes up and you're like, Michelle, you should have told me to da da da. So it's when receiving this kind of information, it's your responsibility to do whatever you want with it. It's your relationship, it's your life. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've got the calls, right, where I'm like, oh my God, I've forced, like, peer pressured the person to get another blood panel done when they just had one, and then their doggy had full kidney disease. So that's not just once. So just like us, when we go in for testing, sometimes things don't show up, you go back and there it is, right? It just is what it is. Okay, so enough Michelle chat. I'm gonna take another deep breath. So I'm gonna do with Floyd asking pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, hippocampus. I'm gonna stop talking and you're just gonna breathe. And I'm gonna let you know when or if I pick something up. left kidney. We had a talk about this before. Left kidney, right kidney. So it's just the left kidney. Okay, so 6 out of 10. So I remember before when I was explaining in our previous readings that 5 is a call for action. So 6, I would say, get a blood panel and maybe a urine sample. I know a lot about energetic medicine and confirmation and denial in the medical field and the veterinary field. I've been practicing this for 30 years. I obviously have students all over the world and stuff. So lots of feedback from all of these things. So it's important to understand, and I know that I've stated this before, that when something's higher than a 5, please get it checked out and rule it out. If it's not showing up in veterinary medicine yet, good. Then we were going to want to use herbs to nourish and support the kidney field, the kidneys themselves. Or acupuncture is great. Animals really like it, surprisingly. With a 6 out of 10, I would, if it was my cat, my animal, I would want to do something physical. So I would want the blood panel and the thank you, Win. I would like the things I just said. And then I'd also like, would put them on either a very hydrated food source or a raw food source. So Winter's meowing because when Winter came to me, he wasn't well and he was sick since he was like a few weeks old. And when I got him, he'd already had a lot of vet bills at 4 months old. And I put him on raw food and probiotics from Adored Beast Apothecary. And he's 2.5 years old, 2 years old, and he's had a perfect digestive system since then. So not saying that that's a solution for everything, but please talk to holistic vets, look up Adored Beast Apothecary, look up Dr. Karen Becker online. There's a lot of really, really good teams out there talking about holistic care and what we know about dry dog food concretely now, dry cat food, the dry dog food as well. What we know concretely is the dry cat food takes liquid and moisture from their organ systems and their tendons and such, and dehydrates those kidneys that need that. And the veterinarian from Adored Beast Apothecary, she did a whole podcast about that you could look it up, and it's really impressive. So don't just take it from your local intuitive, psychic intuitive, always study and research whatever comes up. Because sometimes, as you know, researching and understanding herbs and how they work in the body, and illness and how it works in the body, and emotions and how it works in the body, perhaps taking a look at traditional Chinese medicine and animal care, is what it's all about, is the learning. And that's what our animals are in our lives for. So now I want to ask about the skeletal system, the nervous system, blood. I want to know with the kidneys, if it's mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, stress related. So stress is where the weakness is. And it's not easy being a cat. It's a big deal. They're so high vibrational, but I'll see if I can get into some of that for us as well. I want to finish that. I'd like to look into, I keep looking for my chart. Yeah, I created it, so I know this stuff off by heart. So vaccinosis, genetics, yeast, mold, viruses, allergens, internal environment, external environment, foods. So food is an important thing. So perhaps it's a food stress, right? Food stress. Yeah, so it's a food stressor. So, I'll just change his food to either so Winter's just like, ooh, she's really interesting right now. Aren't I, Win? So that's what I would do. I'm gonna stop talking and take a deep breath. He says panic is unnecessary. It's very practical. And he said, he's like, would you want to be me? Oh, looks like you've got a pretty good life, buddy. So he's also impacted and affected by the energy that comes into his space, by people's energy in the space. So, you know, good old Oprah Winfrey, she had a sign in her office that said, please be respectful of the energy you bring into this space. That's a really good idea, right? It's a really good idea to put something up like that up for a reminder personally and for the clients and that come onto your property as well, right? So deep breath. And he says he's lived this life twice over. So what does that mean? So it sounds like there was a point in your relationship with him or in this life of his, however many years he is right now, that there was like a near loss for him. And it sounds like it he's saying impacted or affected his pivotal movement. So he can't like pivot as fast and move as fast. And he's acknowledging that it was like probably a younger time for him because he's just kind of acknowledging that it was a different time and things were different and he could move a lot faster. I'm also getting an image of him like falling out of a tree or of something high. Okay. And he's saying that he needs to behave myself for that to not happen again. It's like he was out for a brisk walk and like took a fall. He was out for a brisk walk. And generally when I bring stuff up like this, the humans know. Now with cats, they have a lot more free range if they're allowed outdoors, right? So, and it looks to me like he's allowed to be outdoors. This is the imagery I'm getting. Okay, so this is a really big deal for him. So I'm gonna let him know that we're acknowledging it. He's saying and he tweaked his back again. Or sorry, he tweaked his back from that. Oh, Lordy. Sorry. This is the how about that? Please be respectful for the energy that you bring to the space. That would be an emergency call. The client that's reached out, it would be emergency call. So with that, I'm just going to take a deep breath. And this is the challenge of doing something through a phone photo, because the phone, it rings. ranks. So let's take another deep breath. And it's also a really, 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 really good reminder that there's nothing that can kind of throw you off when you're reading animals. Animals are a lot easier than people. If a person came in right now, I remember going to the Open Door Spiritual Sanctuary for years in Victoria, and they'd say, don't come up to us afterwards and ask, or say that reading was for me, can you bring the person back? Because we can't. So humans and animals show up differently for this kind of work. I feel that animals are just so much more available when humans, we might be a little fickle, right? So I'm not certain why I brought that up, but it might make sense for you. And he's saying an old, wise story told over again and again is still a good story. So to me, that he's telling me that he likes his life. He likes that you guys have had like 2,500-ish experiences together. And so an old wise story told over and over again is still a good story. So that's also important to remember for yourself in this, is that animals come into our lives to teach us the lessons we need to learn, and we're supposed to receive their messages. So if he's reminding you, team, please, a little help here, that an old wise story told over and over again is still a good story. I'm hearing to not belittle yourself or think that if you've done something once in your business that you probably shouldn't do it again. Like, feel free to repeat things over and over again. It's 10,000 repetitions for a human being to learn and remember a concrete piece of information and be able to respond from a place of instinct. So yes. So even if you're feeling that things are kind of redundant, you have permission to just understand it's a good story. It's a good story. And this is also the way he feels about his life. Okay. He says, and only the wise keep secrets. He's a little easier to read than the dogs. Is there anything that you want to say about that? He's talking about, he's using imagery. So today's florist puts together an arrangement like due to education and schooling. Yeah, did you ever imagine you have to go to school to become a florist? And that's the point. Like, throughout history, we just have been putting flowers together. Oh, that's a good one. Throughout history, we've been putting flowers together within their own beauty and range. Like that, I'm hearing the desire to create beauty when beauty already exists. Is a toxic form of self-conditioning, like collaboration, and like a little bit of abuse. So let's go over this again. Throughout history, we've been putting flowers together with beauty and range, so different kind of flowers with a desire to create beauty where beauty already exists. So when you put flowers together, they're already beautiful, right? And the desire The desire to create beauty when beauty already exists is a toxic form of self-conditioning, collaboration, and abuse. So if I was talking to you right now, you'd know exactly what that means. And I would say, what do you think about this? What do you feel about this? And you would tell me a story right now. So this is something that will make sense for you because I'm just getting a block and I'm not generally allowed into those blocks unless somebody asks me to push. And John Edwards was just talking about that as well on one of his podcasts, is like pushing, it can be a little in the danger zone for everybody involved, right? So I'm just going to take a breath with that. Uncomfortable zone. That's really interesting to me. I'm gonna step away from that. It's a little big. It's a little big. So, Floyd. He's also saying, letting you know that he pretends to not notice things, but he notices everything. Hmm. And he wants to go somewhere planned. Like he wants to like awaken his senses. We actually took Winter once in his crate and we drove him with us and we took him to a on one of our dog walks. Oh my gosh. Can't tell you how much I've just impressed that I've aspired in my life to be vibrationally high enough to share time with the cat. So what do I need to know about any of these things? Just keep talking, buddy. Okay, whereabouts unknown. So what do we need to know about Floyd? So his life isn't redundant. Just I'm hearing not redundant. And it makes sense to him. Ask me why and I'll tell you, he says. So why does your life make sense to you? I'm not going to be able to write this down, I don't think. So it all starts in the beginning of time. Like where animals and people are one. So this might be on the other side. And it's about this common practice that we would make from a place of like desire and camaraderie, to want to go by a plan, by a structured plan, to see how you'd make out in life, in our life experience. Okay, so the screen just went a little bit dark. So I'm going to take this opportunity. I don't know if you understand the belief systems. Sylvia Brown talks about it, and a lot of the people that are with Hay House talk about it, where turning this down a bit. Where the belief system is that before we come here, we get to review our last lifetime, and we make these agreements. I'm being told that no, that's not it. Hang on. What do I need to explain? Oh, I heard this, the seriousness of this bloody planet. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's very clear. So it could be really beneficial for you to, if you're not already into Abraham Hicks, to just start to listen to some Abraham Hicks stuff. Abraham is a name for a group collective of consciousness. And what I really resonate with and understand and is made things a lot better for me is that we've chosen this. We've chose how we look. We've chose our path. We chose the ups and downs. And it's about finding joy, like just strictly getting to joy in life. And that's about it. Like joy and peace with everything that happens. And I love that Abraham says, if you only understood and like, if you only understood that concept and could live by that concept, how much better our lives would be. And from that point, I feel that I've been living my life. And I suggest this, it's really cool thinking every single day, if I were to die tomorrow, what would I do today? And it might be might be sleeping on the couch. It might be like yesterday, going to the horses. It might be, you know, just whatever it is for you out in the woods with your plants and animals. So that relieves a lot of the seriousness of the bloody planet by getting out and just living every day like it could be your last, and like in a good way. So we're not, so when we do pass, there's no lingering, I could have, I should have, I would have, right? Making amends, telling people you love them, forming boundaries, like from a place of love, saying sorry to the people we were mean to in high school, which I believe I've done. You know, these things that just would make, if we were to pass away tomorrow, a comfortable experience, right? So thank you. I'm going to go back into this a little bit more. Floyd is a pretty darn wise animal. Very darn wise, as cats are. Freak out or flake out? He says he has a tendency to flake out. A bit. So I feel like you just like I just want to confirm if this is correct, like leave your body or actually get weird or freak out or become something different, or tendency to flake out a bit. Okay, just to not take things too seriously. So again, like if our animals are our mirrors and a part of us, it's important for you too, to not take things too seriously. That's nice. It's a nice invitation. He's not saying you better take things more seriously. It's like, don't take things too seriously. I don't, I'm good. It's all good. Right? So I'm hearing the song, It's Just Another Manic Monday. So if you could take Mondays off and do nothing, that would be good. If you can't do it now, create it for the 2026. Oh, and I'm hearing an all statutory holidays. Is your boss. And he says there's a reason for them. So just understand that decompressing is important for you. And but the more we decompress, the more our pets decompress, right? He says, I'll alleviate this moment by saying goodbye. He's wise. Is there anything else you want to say though to your family, to your mom, dad, all the people? He says, I wish I was more. So he wishes he could be more for you. So just for Floyd, really just let him know that he's perfect exactly the way he is. Exactly the way he is. And you're grateful for how he's come in and how he's showing up and what he brings to the table. And like I explained before, if there's already something going on with him and you're like, oh, Michelle missed that. I'm noticing over the past year that I'm not picking up the things that have already been diagnosed as much as I'm picking up things that need to be looked at. The body's asking to look at. He feels also that it's a bonus deal having all the other animals around. And it makes you happier too. Okay. Oh, I killed it. Ah, namaste. Forgive me. Okay. I killed a bug right on it says where it says pretends not to notice yet notices everything. So that might be important to note. I'm also going to pull a couple of cards. Look at this cute little thing. My neighbor gave me that. My last little neighbor, Irene. God bless you, little thing. You come back as a dragonfly. It's your job to get the little bugs in. So I'm just here holding space. Orchard really likes to be in here when I'm working as well, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I feel that it's 3 cards, 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, no, just 2. Oh, see, I can be inaccurate. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I can see that. So I'm taking that one. Oh, there was 2. That's interesting. Okay, okay, okay. So the first card, and we've done this before together a little bit with the cards. Cups, 7 of Cups. Choices and daydreams. This card can represent a choice that's need to be made. Choices, daydreams. Okay, that's this. So it looks like you have a lot of choices. That can make a person crazy. I remember that having so many irons in the fire that I was like, I don't know what to give attention to. Just give a little attention here, a little attention there, and realize that there's no agenda in this thing we call time, and just, do whatever you're pulled to do. I know, right? Okay. Ace of Wands. Goals and opportunities. Similar to some of the stuff that was coming up with Tesla, I feel. The start of something big. And you just have your tattoo shop opening up. And then your Instagram is huge. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed. And then the Son of Wands. Let's see here. Boldness and passion. I know, Ian. It's the adventure card. Time to dream big and follow through with those dreams. So dream big, follow through. But don't burn yourself out. I did that with my dog training company. I don't recommend it. There's another bug in here. All right. I hope this is helpful and beneficial and gives you some answers to some questions you might have had, or just helps your relationship with Floyd a little bit more. That's what I've always got with animal communication. I'm like, back in the days when I would have people make attempts at reading my dogs, I was just like, whoa, what a big responsibility when you know your animals actually have wants and needs and all these things. Like it's I remember feeling that way. Now they've always been that way since that point, but that was like a conscious reminder. Now I've got somebody crying at the door here. So namaste. Thank you for letting me in on the vibration of your 3 beautiful babies, and I look forward to meeting them soon.